The Master's Mysteries. Tales of Magical Mastery, Episode 86. Nearby, there are still Mongolian yurts belonging to the shepherds, but Liao Fengyi really doesn't want to indirectly harm innocent people due to a few individuals. After the nine-headed serpent left, the snake demon Miss Liu was no longer hostile to everyone. They found a sheltered cave nearby to rest. Miss Liu, this shamanism has been practiced in the north for thousands of years. How could it suddenly? Liao Fengyi still doesn't understand shamanism and intends to learn more about shamanism from Miss Liu, the protector of shamanism. This all because of the appearance of Daoist Xianjun. His management of the followers has another purpose. Shamanism has been practiced in the north for a long time and has never harmed anyone. How did it change over these years? At this point, Miss Liu no longer conceals it and begins to explain to everyone. Miss Liu said that deep in the grasslands, there is a place called the Three-Peak Ridge, a small hill composed of 3 mountain peaks, and this is where the teaching of shamanism is located. The 2 slightly lower mountain peaks in front are the outer halls of shamanism. One worships the Great Protector, White Fox Immortal, and the other is the Wolf Demon King on the grasslands. And on the main peak stands a grand hall, which is the main hall of shamanism. Inside, the Northland Demon Dragon is worshipped, and after being subdued by Daoist Xianjun, it became the divine dragon protecting the religion. It was publicly announced that it could protect the people of the grasslands and help the shepherds ascend to the heavens. Because of the appearance of the divine dragon, it attracted countless followers for a while. But these are all for outsiders to see. The true power center of shamanism is in the underground of the main hall. Protecting the religion with one's body, aspiring to a great cause, the underground chamber of the main hall is immensely huge, and Daoist Xianjun and the true form of the divine dragon are in it, as well as countless core disciples. In addition to these core disciples, the underground chamber also contains many fanatical assassins whose minds have been controlled by the divine dragon. Each of them has terrifying combat abilities. Everyone knows that Daoist Xianjun wants to overthrow the court and establish his dominance. When it comes to this, everyone understands that Daoist Xianjun wants to control the followers to conquer the world, just like Zhu Yuanzhang used Minjiao. So, were they chasing us for the treasure? This can be understood. Revolts require funds, and the treasure is undoubtedly a huge temptation. It's for the treasure, but the situation is more complicated than you think. Upon hearing Black Fox mention the treasure, Miss Liu nodded, but the situation is not as simple as everyone thinks. Miss Liu continued, Daoist Xianjun had actually found the treasure a long time ago, buried beneath the Three-Peak Ridge, and that's why the religious site was established on the mountain. However, this treasure was sealed inside a massive stone chamber, guarded by a deadly mechanism, with the key to opening it lying above the stone door. At the same time, Daoist Xianjun realized that if the door were opened incorrectly, the treasure would instantly fall into the molten lava underground, so he never dared to open it easily. Wow, that's amazing. The only way to open the stone door is recorded on the treasure map held by Black Fox, so killing us serves 2 purposes, preventing us from coming to search for the treasure, and seizing the treasure map to access the treasure. It seems we stumbled upon an advantage by accident. Black Fox's face lit up when he realized he held the trump card. However, Liao Fengyi, standing nearby, remained silent with a serious expression. Miss Liu, within the shamanism, was there ever an elderly man dressed as a Taoist? After a long silence, he finally spoke. Please, miss, you must tell me. That would be my master. It was only then that everyone remembered that Liao Fengyi didn't care about the treasure. He cared about his master, Lai Bai. An elderly man dressed as a Taoist, seeing Liao Fengyi's solemn expression, Miss Liu also became serious. she carefully recalled the situation within the religion. There seems to have been someone like that, but I'm not sure if it's your master. Upon this thought, something else came to mind. It turns out Daoist rarely left, but about 3 or 4 years ago, he brought the divine dragon to the Central Plains. Approximately a month later, Daoist returned to the grasslands, his clothes showing signs of battle damage. Release the old man. This left the protectors in shock with Daoist abilities, who could have engaged him in a fierce battle. With a command, the divine dragon tilted its head and opened its mouth, and something was expelled. At that time, Miss Liu was also among the protectors receiving the religious leader. She witnessed an elderly man being expelled by the divine dragon. The man's aura formed a protective shield around him, guarding his body. Master, don't blame your disciple, but from the looks of it, it seemed he had lost consciousness. Take him to the stone cell. The unconscious old man was locked in an underground stone cell by Daoist. What happened next was somewhat cruel, probably because the old man was too formidable. Daoist came up with a method. He had a special iron chair made with steel clamps on the backrest, perfectly positioned to lock the old man's spine in place. The steel clamps pierced through the old man's spine, and the sensation was beyond words. The intense pain brought the old man back to consciousness. But at this point, resisting was far from easy. No matter how extraordinary the old man's abilities were, he couldn't use them now. In this way, the old man was trapped in the stone cell, and Daoist seemed to be trying to extract some information from him. That old man was indeed admirable, however. For the past 3 years, he kept his head down and remained silent. Daoist used all sorts of tortures, but never got any information. As Miss Liu reached this point, she suddenly stopped because everyone could see that Liu Fengyi was trembling with anger. What Miss Liu was describing matched what he had seen in his dreams, indicating that the old man was indeed his master. While he should have been happy to learn about his master, hearing about the suffering his master endured was like a knife in his heart. Kid, we will definitely rescue your master. Don't be sad. Let's all work together. Black Fox and Chiodi were busy consoling Liu Fengyi. This wasn't the time for sorrow. The most important thing was to rescue the old man. And Chiodi, while everyone was comforting Liu Fengyi, they suddenly heard Miss Liu change the subject. Are you the shamanism's original sect's holy maiden? This sentence contains significant information. Shamanism is divided into original sects, and what does holy maiden mean? That's another reason why we're chasing after you. Upon hearing this, both Liu Fengyi and Black Fox were stunned. Indeed, both the White Dwarf Demon and Miss Liu seemed to have targeted Chiodi. Yes, I am the shamanism's holy maiden. After Miss Liu revealed her identity, Chiodi no longer hid it. She bit her silver teeth and began to recount her experiences. But now there's no original sect of shamanism left. As she spoke, Liu Fengyi finally understood. Chiodi's sect was the true shamanism, while what Daoist controlled was, in fact, a cult masquerading as shamanism. At this point, we need to take a step back to introduce our female protagonist, Chiodi's background. Chiodi hails from Changbai Mountain. Her father, having achieved success, served as an official in a distant province. One year, when he returned home for a visit, an unexpected tragedy unfolded. They encountered bandits on the way. Her parents were killed, and all their belongings were plundered. Chiodi's mother shielded her with her body, and she miraculously survived. At that time, Chiodi was just a 5-year-old girl, orphaned and left to fend for herself in the deep mountains and forests. She wept on her parents' bodies for a long time, finally realizing that her parents would never get up again. She wanted to find someone to save her parents, but she lost her way in the mountains, and in her confusion, encountered a fierce tiger. Shiadi was so scared that her body trembled uncontrollably, and she couldn't stand up. Her frightened cries alerted the tiger. With Shiadi about to lose her life to the tiger. At that very moment, a woman collecting herbs approached. She had heard Shiadi's cries from a distance. "Least, how dare you harm someone?" She hurried towards the sound and saw a tiger about to attack a little girl. She shouted loud. Her shout caught the attention of the tiger. But would this hungry and fierce tiger spare them?